Easter Island, or Rapa Nui in its indigenous name, presents a narrative both captivating and unsettling. A story etched in monumental stone and shrouded in profound mysteries. The island's most iconic feature, the moai statues, immediately spark questions of logistical prowess, artistic skill, and the underlying cultural beliefs that drove their creation. But as researchers delved deeper into Rapa Nui's history beyond the moai, a second, equally enigmatic cultural phenomenon emerged: the Birdman Cult, or Tangata Manu. Unlike the colossal, static figures of stone, the Birdman Cult involved dynamic competition, ritualistic journeys, and a seemingly drastic shift in social and religious practices. This transition, occurring roughly between 1680 and 1868, has spurred considerable debate among archaeologists, anthropologists, and historians. Was the Birdman Cult a continuation of older traditions, representing an adaptation to resource scarcity and population decline, or a revolutionary movement, a rebellion against the established authority of the moai and the Ariki system? To understand this pivotal shift, it's crucial to first examine the pre-Birdman era of Rapa Nui, dominated by the Ariki system and the construction of the moai. The Ariki were considered descendants of the Polynesian founder, Hotu Matua, believed to possess mana, a spiritual power that legitimized their rule. They controlled land, resources, and social organization, organizing the island's population into clans and overseeing the construction of the moai. The moai, colossal stone representations of ancestral chiefs, were erected along the coastline, believed to embody the mana of their predecessors and provide protection and fertility to the land. The construction of the moai required immense labor and resources, indicating a highly organized society capable of mobilizing its population for large-scale projects. The process involved quarrying the statues from volcanic rock, transporting them over long distances, and erecting them on ceremonial platforms called ahu. However, the relentless pursuit of monumental construction ultimately contributed to the island's ecological downfall. Deforestation, driven by the need for timber to transport the statues and fuel cooking fires, led to soil erosion, reduced agricultural productivity, and ultimately, resource scarcity. The once lush landscape was transformed into a barren wasteland, leading to famine, disease, and a drastic decline in the island's population. It was amidst this context of ecological crisis and social unrest that the Birdman Cult emerged. The Tangata Manu, or Birdman, was selected annually through a ritual competition held at Orongo, a ceremonial village on the edge of the Ranokau crater. Each clan sent a representative, known as an Hopu Manu, to compete in a race to retrieve the first sooty tern egg of the season. The Hopu Manu, who successfully retrieved the egg and presented it to the reigning Ariki, was declared the Tangata Manu, and held a position of considerable power and prestige for the following year. This ritual, far less resource-intensive than the construction of the moai, offered a new form of competition and a new avenue for social mobility. The shift from static stone figures to dynamic competition, from ancestral reverence to seasonal ritual, has led to debates about the Birdman Cult's significance. Some scholars argue that the Birdman Cult represents a continuation of older Polynesian traditions focused on ancestral veneration and seasonal renewal. They suggest that the competition for the first egg was simply an adaptation to the changing ecological conditions, a way to ensure continued fertility and sustenance. However, this view fails to fully account for the dramatic changes in social and religious practices that accompanied the rise of the Birdman Cult. The decline of the Ariki's authority, the emphasis on clan competition, and the shift from ancestral reverence to seasonal ritual all point to a more profound transformation. The Birdman Cult can be interpreted as a revolutionary movement, a rebellion against the established order and the unsustainable practices of the moai era. The clan chiefs, previously subservient to the Ariki, gained prominence through their participation in the Birdman competition, eroding the Ariki's traditional power base. The shift to a more egalitarian system, where social status was determined by skill and competition rather than lineage, may have been a deliberate attempt to address the inequalities and injustices of the Moai era. The Birdman competition, with its emphasis on individual prowess and clan solidarity, provided a means for marginalized groups to challenge the authority of the Ariki and assert their own agency. Moreover, the emphasis on the sooty turn egg, a symbol of fertility and renewal, may have been a rejection of the Moai's focus on static ancestral power. The Birdman cult, therefore, may have been a deliberate attempt to forge a new cultural identity, one that embraced sustainability, equality, and resilience. However, even this interpretation is not without its challenges. The Birdman cult did not completely abolish the Ariki system. The Ariki retained a ceremonial role, receiving the first egg and presiding over the annual competition. Furthermore, the Birdman cult did not solve the island's ecological problems. The population continued to decline, and the island's environment remained degraded. However, the Birdman cult may have represented a pragmatic adaptation to the new realities, a way to manage resources and maintain social cohesion in a context of scarcity. The competition for the first egg may have served as a mechanism for allocating resources and preventing conflict among clans. Ultimately, the mystery of the Birdman cult lies in its complex and contradictory nature. It was neither a simple continuation of older traditions nor a complete revolution, but rather a dynamic process of adaptation, negotiation, and transformation. The Birdman cult reveals a resilient people, struggling to survive in a challenging environment, a society grappling with the consequences of its own actions and seeking new ways to forge a sustainable future. The collapse of the Moai era and the rise of the Birdman cult provide a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition, ecological degradation, and social inequality. But they also offer a testament to the human capacity for adaptation, innovation, and resilience in the face of adversity. The Birdman cult, a seemingly paradoxical blend of tradition and revolution, stands as a powerful reminder of the complexities of cultural change and the enduring quest for survival. The archaeological record continues to reveal new insights into the Birdman cult, challenging existing interpretations and prompting further debate. The study of Rapa Nui offers valuable lessons for contemporary societies grappling with environmental challenges, social inequality, and the need for sustainable development.